The story starts with some princess called Stella entering the Hagun Academy. On the other hand, we see our protagonist Iki Kuragain summoning his sword. He is a blazer that are known as magical knights and it is dream to become one. After coming back home he sees Stella changing her clothes and obviously she gets very angry. Moving on to the principal, she explains that the Hagun Academy is very prestigious and have won the 7-Start Festival for many time, but in recent times they have failed. She tries to lecture Iki and he says he was being a gentleman. Iki apologizes to her and she asks for him and tells him to die. Like a old bickering couple they start quarreling and Stella starts burning. Obviously our Rizgod tells her that it's because she is very pretty and she calms down instantly. Well, that was fast. The principal informs that they are going to be roommates. Apparently Iki has no magic and can only use a physical enhancement, so he is the lowest ranked in the academy. Stella has a lot of conditions but Iki can accept them. It's too outrageous. The principal tells them they should decide it with a battle, but Stella can't understand how an F rank can battle an A rank. She states that the loser will serve the winner as their master. While preparing for the battle in a flashback we see a young Stella telling her mother that she will have to be strong for her nation to strive. Stella is very popular in the academy, while the principal tells Iki that it's going to be though, but according to him if he win the 7-Start competition he can graduate even if his abilities are F rank. Stella enters the battlefield and starts insulting Iki for being weak and his hard work is futile. Something happened in her past. They have a few audiences. Iki summons his sword Intensu and Stella summons her sword Revadian. As the battle begins Stella starts overpowering Iki as he continues to dodge, but for some reason she can't defeat him. Iki tells her he has observed her sword techniques and hard work behind it. Iki charges towards her. He copied her technique. As a child no one taught him, so he learned himself and invented a sword technique called Blade Steel. Iki is overpowering her when she stops the attack using magic. She wanted to let everyone know she was good with sword too. She starts using her ultimate move, but Iki uses Ito Shura and starts dodging her attack at a noble art he created himself and defeats her. This guy is very cool, not gonna lie. In the evening the principal visits Stella and checks on her. According to her Iki is in a rougher condition than her. Stella asks her how Iki is an F rank with these skills. Apparently the rank is solely based on magical abilities. Skills like swordplay and combat are not recorded, so their system can't rank him. There are some reasons she doesn't tell but says that Iki has it hard and works extremely hard. Stella enters her room to find Iki sleeping and gets on top of him while feeling his abs. He is ripped and Iki wakes up and she bumps her head. She apologizes to him for behaving rude as in her country they were all fake and didn't understand her. Iki tells her that she will now be his servant but she can't accept it, but Iki teases her. He has humor as well. He orders them to be friends and be his roommate. This guy can steal anyone's girl. The next day they are practicing swordplay. Stella's first enemy is some guy but she doesn't want any advice from Iki as she finds it interesting to battle new blazers. Stella asks him that tomorrow is an holiday and if they can go on date, but before she does that Shizuku texts him to spend time with her tomorrow and Iki agrees. Obviously Stella is pissed. The next day the chicks start fighting the moment they meet. Alice introduces herself but Iki is not sure if she is a girl or a boy. Shizuku is holding Iki's hand and Stella is very jealous. Even Stella wants to hold his hand but Shizuku teases her and she has gone mad as they have lunch and the girls are enjoying it. Iki wipes cream from Shizuku's face and Stella just covers her mouth with cream. Man, she looks so funny, and our boy goes to the restroom. Inside the washroom Alice and Iki have a talk but Alice seems mysterious. They hear a noise and 2 thugs barges in and starts firing. After they leave both of them come out of a portal. Using Alice's ability he summons his device that allows him to control shadows and travel through them. The guards are all captured and Iki calls the principal. She tells him that someone escaped and called the police. These guys are a crime organization and the police wants their help, so she is giving them special permission to use their abilities. Everyone is captured including Stella and Shizuku. Shizuku tells Stella she has a plan but needs some time. They are beating women and children and Stella intervenes. Bullets cannot harm her and a man in robe tells the thug to stop firing, and says he is honored to meet the second princess of the Vermilion family. This guy decides to kill the woman and Stella attacks him unexpectedly. This guy blocks it using his device and punches her hard. Apparently his device allows him to absorb attacks and release it. Basically he used Stella's power against her. He asks Stella to beg for forgiveness and remove her clothing or else he will kill the woman. Iki is controlling himself. She starts getting naked and the guys are going crazy. Wait for the end guys. Alice is binding Iki and won't let him attack. She tells him to trust Shizuku and she is done with it. Instantly a huge barrier forms around the hostages and they start shooting. Iki summons Intensu and uses Ito Shura, With his hyper reflexes he dodges the bullets in the coolest way possible and directly cuts his hand. All of his minions are defeated and Ikki apologizes to Stella for being late. Even Shizuku thinks it's badass. Ikki is tired after using Itoshura. Another one of them was hiding among the hostages and threatens them when suddenly an arrow kills them. A guy comes out as if he is some god. Looks more like a dandy to me. Stella thinks this guy is just showing off when Ikki approaches him and thanks him for saving them. But this dandy tells him he helps the weak and starts insulting him when Stella starts barking at him. But dandy tells him that Ikki always avoided him. Seeing his email, Ikki is going to have a battle with this guy and obviously beat his to a pulp. He previously participated in the 7-star competition. Guess that's why they didn't win. Stella's first enemy is an armored giant. Using her flames, the man gets defeated because of the heat. Kagami breaks into the changing room and she and Alice seems to get along and thinks of devious ideas. Ikki is studying the dandy and gets overwhelmed. He congratulates Stella for winning her battle. According to Ikki, this dandy has a skill called Area Invisible that allows him to completely hide his presence and surroundings. What a coward. But if Stella was his opponent with her flames, she could easily burn his concealment. While jogging, Ikki comes across Alice, and he asks if he had some bloodshed with Dandy. The previous principal was trying to kick him out and Dandy thought he was an easy target and started bullying him, but he didn't fight back because he would get expelled for summoning his device. The next day Ikki is as prepared for the fight and goes to the waiting room to accept the agreement. He comes across a mysterious girl. She is a big shot and one of the strongest blazers. She tries to flirt with Ikki and the principal scolds her and takes her to the office. Ikki is trying to concentrate but seems very nervous and remembers about his difficulties. The battle starts with Dandy and the weakest Ikki. Dandy summons his device and Ikki summons Intensu. Instantly Dandy starts acting like an idol and starts his ability. Ikki is able to injure Dandy easily and he seems useless. Now this coward is trying to get into his head and this time he seems to seriously injure Ikki, and seems very overconfident by making his arrows invisible. He is almost out and continues to get injured, but Stella is confused why he didn't attack at first. Alice explains that Ikki is too nervous to think right. Stella realizes that he was hiding his nervousness and Ikki seems almost defeated. Dandy shouts his conditions for graduating and all jokers are laughing at him and mocks him for being the weakest. He pierces his vital points and these dogs are shouting the word "the worst one." Stella gets so angry that she starts cursing them and shuts them up. Boss lady is so cool. Ikki gets himself together and this time he uses Itoshura and remembers the trajectory of his shots and manages to stop the attack. Now the dandy is getting nervous. This time Ikki finds the coward and the dogs are shocked. He used an advanced version of blade steel called Perfect Visions and learns his technique. Confident dandy starts begging for help. Ikki was about to kill him when he concedes. This is so funny, guys. Ikki is drained after using so many abilities. He wakes up to find himself in the hospital. Stella wakes up and starts getting angry for getting beat up by the dandy. Ikki confesses to Stella and hearing this she gets shy and kisses him. Apparently she likes him back. This is going pretty good and they make a promise to reach the finals. At night Stella is practicing hard, but is pissed that even after being his girlfriend he didn't do anything to her. Ikki has won 5 of his battles easily. Kagami and her friends request Ikki to teach them swordsmanship. Stella is very jealous, so are the busybodies. After entering the class, zombie teacher vomits blood. Inside their room Stella warns Ikki that training them might bring in more competition. She gets shy and tells Ikki that they should do something like normal lovers in reality, but our Chad is asleep. The next day he teaches the girls how to maintain balance as it's effective when all the boys from his class starts badmouthing him and summons their devices. Our Chad is so strong he beats them to a pulp with his hands. Instantly they beg for forgiveness. Kagami thinks they are lame bad guys. Apparently they are jealous that he is very strong and all the girls like him. They want to learn from him and he agrees. More people are joining him and soon a huge class is formed. Stella asks Ikki if he is thirsty. Apparently he is when Shizuku brings in a drinks and starts teasing Stella and she gets caught with water bottles. Stella then starts drinking both the water bottles herself when Shizuku requests Ikki to teach her as well. Stella does the same, but Ikki doesn't know what to teach her and she runs away all angry. She continues to talk to herself when she comes across Alice and he suggests her an otome game. Stella plays the game and imagines Ikki being the protagonist and them doing many things. When Ikki enters the room and she gets flustered, he is taking the class to the pool but Stella doesn't want to go with him. The next day Stella accompanies Ikki and Shizuku is very jealous. According to Ikki, Stella is very strong and her style is opposite of him and he wants only the best for her. In the pool they are enjoying themselves, but the chicks are fighting and the bullies are very happy and thanks Iki for giving them this opportunity to see so many girls. They are here to increase their lung capacity and reach perfect immersion to understand their true nature. Stella tries to do the same and emerges herself when Kagami asks if they are a thing. Stella coughs and tells her that it's not possible, but Kagami is smart and asks Stella if she can ask him out, and Stella gets jealous and spills everything, but she underestimated Iki's modesty and they haven't done anything. Kagami tells her to be open to him as he is different. After a while Kagami sent Iki to Stella. He tells her that if they should keep this on after dating 2 weeks, Stella misunderstands and thinks he is breaking up, but what he meant was acting like normal couples. They starts quarreling and continues to yell at each other. They stop want to kiss each other. Better luck guys skipping this. They seem closer to one another when they get an email from the student council. They are their next opponents. In Iki's next battle he finds his opponent strong. For Stella's opponent he can gain weight the more he swings. Iki easily stopped this girl and boss lady shatters his sword, serves them right. A girl has been following Iki and the girls are thinking what to do. She has been at it for 7 days. Alice tells her to come out and she is extremely clumsy and falls into the pool. She is called Iase. Apparently her father was a great swordsman and Iki is very impressed to meet his daughter. Shizuku tells them that he was one of the finest swordsmen, but he was not very popular as he was not a blazer. She thanks Iki for knowing her father and the girls are pretty angry that she has been stalking him. Iki is so nice he tells her to join him for training. After having a battle with her, Iki figures out that she can't exert the same power as her father because according to Iki their genders are different, so her father is way better. He warns her that he can correct her form but she can't change it again. After she agrees to him he starts correcting her form but skipping it perverts they showed in such a lewd manner. The girls are shocked and after that she has gotten a lot stronger. He apologizes to Iase if he made her uncomfortable. She thinks he has amazing hands and he is incredible. Obviously Stella is jealous but Shizuku thinks he was only teaching her. Shizuku is happy that as long as Iki finds the right person. At night Stella asks Iki how he felt and like the Riz god he calms her down. The next day the girls are having a god battle. She treats them to dinner and Stella can't stop eating. She is deeply grateful to Iki when a group enters the restaurant and starts bad-mouthing Iase. Iki intervenes and some guy called Kurata asks him if he is a swordsman and smashes a bottle on his head, but Iki doesn't react and won't let Stella do anything. This skeleton trash spits on him, but after not getting a reaction he leaves with his dogs. Stella asks him why he did that and according to him he can get expelled for using his device and this guy is extremely strong. Suddenly a mysterious girl tells them this karate guy is a big shot and was the top 8 of the 7 Start Festival. Another girl with an umbrella tells them she would have taken them down if they did anything. Iki tells Stella that they are from the student council and the management. I would have choke-slammed these girl. Iase seems nervous and doesn't answer anything. When she gets a mail, Iki's next opponent is Iase. The next day they are practicing but Iase didn't join them. Iki asks Alice where she is and she can't win tomorrow so she has to do something today. Coincidentally enough she texts him and tells him to meet her. At night she is waiting for him in the most creepy way possible. She tells Iki that she heard that Stella and Iki made a promise meet each other in the finals. She asks him what he would do if he faces an enemy that is impossible to defeat. Iki says he will face the other party with honesty and fairly, but she tells Iki that's not how the world works and jumps from the roof. Seeing her fall, Iki uses Ito Shura and manages to save her. She is pretty smart as now he can't use Ito Shura more than once per day. Combined with her magic ability she can defeat him. He asks her why winning is so important to her but she won't tell him the reason. On the other hand Stella is having naughty dreams when she wakes to find Iki extremely tired. After waking up he is in the hospital and his battle starts at 3. Alice informed them about everything. The principal tells about the incident and Iki says that he was the one that destroyed the building and will take all responsibilities. He asks the principal about the past of Iase. She tells him that 2 years ago her father lost a battle and failed to protect the honor of his dojo. Kurata or whatever defeated him and now he is the owner. For the past 2 years he is in coma. Alice finds it very disheartening, but still Iki will not go easy on her even if she didn't use a dirty trick. Iki can barely move and asks for Stella's assistance. The battle is about to begin and Yuriko starts vomiting blood. Iki makes his grand entry and so does Iase. She is surprised that Iki attended but he doesn't answer her and summons Intensu. Iase summons her Scarlet Blade. According to Alice her abilities are unknown and they have minimal data on her and she defeated her opponents using the sword only. She instantly injures Iki without moving. He continues to get injured but somehow holds up. Iki decodes her ability easily. Apparently she has set multiple traps before getting here and can activate them using her ability. According to Alice, she will get disqualified. Our Chad manages to dodge her attack, and obviously Isa gets nervous and launches a heavy attack, severely injuring our boy. He dodges her aggressive attack and seems confident when Iki activated Blade Steel. He was tricking her from the beginning. Before the battle, Iki asks Yuriko that Isa is going to break rules and want her to overlook this. He believes that a really good friend doesn't come every day. Iki tells her she is lost and her form is not in order, but Isa's only goal is to defeat our Chad. Using perfect vision and with his blade steel combined with his secret sword defeats her. Iki has been holding back all this time and Isa's having a breakdown. Our Chad tells her that she should uphold her pride and realizes she was deceiving herself, and Iki wins the battle. He tells her that as her friend she will help her, but Isa can't believe that he helped her even after doing all this to him. Her father retired due to a heart problem and opened a dojo 2 years ago when he was teaching Isa. But no matter what, she couldn't use his ultimate technique. She realized that he doesn't have much time left. According to Stella, this guy has an habit of taking people's dojo. 2 years ago when he faced her father, he defeated him without using his device. Apparently he easily overwhelmed him, but this animal is strong. As he taunts him, the fight intensifies. Like the animal he is, he uses his father's health problem and defeats him, and takes over the dojo. Iki enters the dojo with the girls and tells Karada's dogs to lead the way. The first word he says after seeing him is coward, and Iki challenges him to a battle over the ownership of the battle. Before he defeated his minions. He summons his rotten fish bone and Iki summons Intensu. As the battle continues, Trash overwhelms him and can dodge perfect attacks. His fish bone has a lot of reach, but Iki dodges using perfect vision, but apparently he has hyper reflexes. Iki breaks down his technique and his amazing reflexes. He manages to dodge impossible attacks, but Karada was born with it, not like Iki cares. Karada is attacking very aggressively, but Iki blocked them using his irregular guarding due to a barrage of attacks. He gets injured. As the battle intensifies, Stella tells Ice that Iki loved fighting the strong. Stella tells Ice that if his father felt regret, but according to Stella he was happy having the most amazing battle of his life. Ice breakdowns and realize she never understood her father. Karada is getting tired, that's his weaknesses. Iki uses blade steel, and this time using her father's technique he dodges Dr. Octopus's fishbone and they have a clash. Iki obviously wins, but Ice is shocked how he can copy his technique. Karada says he will meet him again at the 7-Start Festival. What if Iki had his Ito Shura? Now the dojo is back to its rightful owner. Ice admitted to cheating and she has been suspended for 10 days. He gets a text and Ice's father has woken up as they were about to get romantic. Shizuku and Alice catches them red-handed and Stella starts making the lamest excuse you can imagine. All eyes are on Iki as he defeats his opponent and has a win streak of 12. The principal allowed them a week off and planned a trip for them. It's more like a training camp. Stella is very happy as it's her first time being alone with Iki. Shizuku is going to her house as Alice bids her farewell. When they were about to have a romantic moment, the student council is there, and the two girls have the worst kind of the badminton game as Iki hangs out with the others. They aren't aware of their duties. Apparently they are here to clean the training hall, so she sent them here as helping hand. The council president wants to meet them badly but is slacking off today. Shizuku doesn't like her home one bit. Iki and Stella are going to the mountains and informs the council, and they think they have something going on. While walking up the hill, Stella seems sick. Apparently she had only 2 large bowls of ramen when she usually eats 7 or 8. They decide to continue their journey. On the other hand, Shizuku is looking at her in Iki's childhood photos when the maid calls her and tells Shizuku that the house head wants to meet him. Stella is feeling extremely sick. According to Iki, she has caught a cold. Unfortunately it's raining and someone is stalking them. Iki checks her body temperature and she has fever. He tells her to undress the wet clothes and the rest in history, but not showing anything. Guys, on the other hand, the spy informs some fat bastard and he seems happy. Moving to Shizuka, she doesn't want to talk with him and he is concerned about his daughter. This pisses her off and she tells him that Iki is also winning and if he cares. Unexpectedly he says yes. Iki hears some sound and goes out to finds a huge golem trying to destroy the lodge. He uses Ito's Shura and saves her and proceeds to destroy the golem, but it breaks into hundreds of golems. Iki holds on until he is drained, and when Stella was about to be killed, the student council is here to the rescue. They continue to defeat them and one of them explains that they were used as puppets by some blazer and he can be hundreds of kilometers away. Tuka enters the battlefield and using her sword cuts them into bits. With her Raikiri she proceeds to defeat the main golem and the blazer is seriously injured. This was done by Fatso. Tuka is the strongest blazer in the academy and made it to the quarterfinals of the 7-Start Festival last year. Shizuku was laughing as her next opponent is Tuka, the student president. Since childhood she was born with amazing abilities and people disgusted her when Ikki taught her what was right and wrong. She decides that from that moment she would follow him. Alice learns about everything but they couldn't find the attacker. Alice asked them about Tuka and according to Ikki she is extremely strong. Shizuku is training with some upperclassmen and won't allow them to join as they are a distraction. Alice thinks this might not go one way as Shizuku is an extremely skilled magic user and can fend off lightning. Ikki is worried as it will be very close. Stella joins Shizuku in the bath and tries to encourage her and will continue to support her. Alice tells Shizuku that they are worried about her but Shizuku thinks that Ikki sees Stella as an equal so she has to be way more strong. And this battle will prove her love for Ikki. Twisted forbidden fruit. The next day during the battle they are hyping up Tuka. Shizuku and Tuka both summons their devices. As the battle begins no one is moving as they are analyzing each other. Tuka's noble art Raikiri allows her to cut through anything and the only reason she lost the previous year was because her opponent was a spear user and stayed out of range. Her Raikiri has never been broken. Shizuku starts using long-range attacks and manages to slow her down but Tuka's lightning is endless but not Shizuku's pure water. She manages to stop Tuka but she breaks down her move but she can dodge attacks from blind spots. Tuka uses a flash-like skill and soon enough she attacks Shizuku and injures her seriously. As she continues to overwhelm Shizuku, Ikki analyzes the move and it's similar to that of the demon princess. She is right behind Ikki. According to Ikki this move is extremely difficult and the principal says it's all because she and the devil princess are from the same dojo. Shizuku is almost defeated when Stella cheers for her. Shizuku decides to face her head-on and displays amazing offensive power. As Tuka cuts through her multiple doubles form and a fog is formed. She manages to overwhelm her until Tuka uses Raikiri and slashes right through her ultimate move and Shizuku loses consciousness. Ikki saw everything and her last move was the best she could do. Inside the hospital they meet Shizuku but gets depressed and wants some time alone. Stella is worried about her but Ikki tells that she is very strong. Our lovely sister Alice at least mentally tells Shizuku not to be always this tough and she starts crying. On the other hand her family is disheartened about her loss and this ugly fatso bastard is with their father. Stella wins her 14th consecutive match. As they were walking through the park all romantic fatso's creepy stalker takes their photo. Ikki is called to principal's office and she tells Ikki if he knows fatso he from the International Federation of Magical Knights. He is a member of their family, and the principal thinks Ikki's father is resorting to underhanded ways to kick high mouth. Ikki tells her that Fatso might be acting on his own as he has always hated Ikki. In the evening they enter the council office to see a clumsy Tuka and she formally introduces herself. She is much nicer than they though. They go to an orphanage and play with the kids. As they continues to play with them Ikki cooks them food. He thanks her for saving him and having a great battle with his sister. Tuka thinks she was extremely strong and even forced her to take PF her glasses. Her ability reverse sight allows her to read the impulses of her opponent. Apparently she saved the kid talking don't remember his name the reason to live and garnered him. Ikki thinks she is amazing. After they get back their friends shows them a newspaper with their affair as the headline. And now the Night Federation will conduct an inspection. Ugly Fatso with deformed face tells Ikki to join him as it's a direct order from the Federation. He joins the ugly shit and the whole anime becomes dark. Inside the office this Fatso asks personal questions like in when they begin their relationship. They won't even let him talk what the hell man if he could beat this guy. As days pass by they want a certain confession from him, but they can't really suspend Ikki. Confined in a room he is all alone as days pass by and Stella wins her 15th battle, and people starts rumors about her. For days in confinement they are conducting his battles her. Ikki manages to win but seeing Stella talking about breaking Shizuku attacks him and tells Stella that Ikki is doing all this because of her and he doesn't want their relationship to be defiled. Stella thinks through and cuts her hair at night. Ikki barely manages to win and Yuriko uses an excuse to hand her a parchment. The paper contains Stella's hair. Ikki wants to talk with his father directly as he is the branch leader. He tells Ikki that he heard him winning all matches. This fuels Ikki and he gets happy and tells him that he is still an F rank but if he wins the competition will he acknowledge him. This bastard has always acknowledged him but according to him teaching the family's technique to trash is useless and Ikki's world fall apart. This guy never expected anything from Ikki so him winning doesn't mean anything from him. Worst father character in the history of anime. It continues to win his battles, but he is having a hard time due to his living conditions. Iki's next battle is against Tuka, and if he manages to win, the committee will let him be, and if he loses, he can no longer be a magical knight. The match is tomorrow at 11. Iki is completely broken and thinks he is worthless. Tuka isn't even confident she will win the battle tomorrow. Shizuku enters the council office and she tells how the Federation are using their powers, but Tuka can't do anything and has to follow THR rules. She has heard that Iki is not being kept in the best conditions, but in the battle he will fight with everything he has. So Tuka requests Shizuku to tell Iki to forfeit, but she is confused what to do. Tuka thinks the battle is unfair, and will she really be honored even if she wins? The next day the battles happen one by one. Stella's has a tough opponent. Tuka's and Iki's battle is broadcasted live. This battle was arranged by the Federation, so doesn't win. The Demon Princess's master is here to Tuka's fight as her master. Fatso Bastard is here and tells them that tonight battle might be cancelled. Iki has 15 minutes to get to the arena, and it was the Federation responsibility to see him here, but according to Fatso he left himself. As he walks he thinks about his beliefs and finds Intisu useless, as his inner demons taunts him. The Fire in him allows him to walk and the anime world gains colors. Damn, this part was impressive. Shizuku was here and begs him to not fight her. All his friends are here to cheer for him. But he is not in the best condition. Stella has managed to win all her matches. He remembers about their promise and Tuka is ready to go all out. As they entered the battlefield, Alice managed to win all her battles as well. The Demon Princess is curious how he is such bad shape. Tuka apologizes to Iki as he is exhausted and tired, but to show him respect she decides to go all out. As the battle begins, Iki uses Ito's Shura and he can only defeat her straightforward. Tuka goes all out and using an enhanced version of Ito's Shura and Raikiri. Iki goes past his limits and cracks Tuka's Raikiri, winning his battle. The entire stadium is cheering and Fatso can't believe it, so her master tells him Tuka had used everything she had. They decide to call his sword's techniques Ito Resetsu. Fatso can't accept it and runs away somewhere, but now Iki is untouchable. He can't pass out yet. Stella is running towards him when the Fatso gets ready to punish Iki, but Stella breaks his ugly face. That's our girl. They have a cliché dramatic and overly romantic scene. The entire stadium is celebrating and Iki asks her if she will marry him. Obviously she says yes and everyone seems happy. Bastard father gets a call from the Emperor of Vermilion. This bastard says he will punish Iki when he tell him to leave this to the kids, but shit ignores the questions. After the Emperor's intervention, Fatso was kicked out from the Federation. This made my day better, not gonna lie. A total of 6 people are selected and Tuka hands the leader's role to Iki as he is the strongest among them. And she tells Iki that he upholds the honor and dream of anyone. Shizuku and Allison start talking about how she should be a bride and whatnot. This concludes the video. The anime was very good except the father, so if you guys hated him, make sure to like and subscribe.